Alright,
You good?
alright, we'll start.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Alright. Thanks for joining us tonight. Any additions to the agenda?
No changes to the agenda, Mayor.
No changes. Alright, I'll look for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Alright, motion in the second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. On to visitors to be heard. Here's your time. Alright, seeing that there's none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Nate, anything you'd like to draw our attention to tonight with that consent agenda?
Mayor and Council, a couple of items, starting with item 3.12. That's the state water plan application that we'll submit for $16.3 million. Again, as I put the memo, I do expect that to be pared back to a smaller project. Alderman Peterson asked today to, that'll be reduced even further by special assessments for those streets, and that is accurate as well. Following down the list, special event permits for Park Drive After 5 in August and September. My understanding is that there's going to be a chili feed in the September one, so or chili contest or cook-off. 3.14, Mayor and Council pay analysis, did a little bit more searching for some information there, so that's just for your review. Some amended personnel policies, it's adding a media relations policy, amending the city administrator job description to include safety coordinator, I think is the title, adding that to the list of fund duties. And last but not least, a library Lennox Area Community Foundation grant application.
Okay. Thank you. Questions, comments from council members?
Excited that the 2026 slurry seal project is going. I see in the street department report they call that out, and nice that we've got another good group. Or I think we've had this company here before, correct?
Yeah, we had them 4 years ago, and then last year and this year.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, they did a great job today. I checked on it just before I came in tonight. They were wrapping up on 7th and getting ready to move over to 5th and Academy area. So, excuse me, 4th and Academy area. So, should be able to wrap up yet tonight. They did have about a 2.5 hour delay this morning because of an equipment breakdown.
And Audrey in the library, it looks like your summer reading events for 2026, you've got an incredible uptick.
We actually have, I had a bit of a calculation error, so we're actually at 116,190 minutes logged so far, and they've got 4 more days that they can turn in minutes to read, because we did a 30-minute ticket this year instead of 20 minutes, so I didn't change that one formula. I'm a librarian, not a mathematician. But yeah, no, things have been going really well. We usually the last 2 weeks of craft time, we really taper down, and we're still maintaining about 3 kids. Actually, I think tomorrow we have a full session. So there's still some last minute kids, and then we do have some other things that we're gonna wind the summer up with an escape. It's escape book challenges. So we have a video game, theme park, and museum. Those are the 3 themes, and we're doing each one of those for 2 days. So, and we have a set of each of those books actually full. It's 4 kids per session. So,
Nice.
So yeah, it's looking really good.
Yeah, and impressive turnout that the community is showing the love for the library. That's fun to see.
Yep, it's been really good.
Good deal. Are you looking forward to a picnic coming up here?
Yes, picnic is on Tuesday next week. It's in the cafetorium. Everyone is invited. We will be serving hot dogs, chips, and water. Eric will be supplying ice cream treats. There will be activities both indoors and outdoors in case it is extremely hot. And Natalie will be there with the paper pie book fair, otherwise known as Usborne.
Yeah.
So it should be a great night for all. Plus we'll be doing the drawing for the 2 top prizes. I think we have around over 20 kids in the age group of 5 to 11 or 5 on up that have read over 1,000 minutes.
Wow.
And we have, I think, about 10 0 to 4 year olds who have read over 500 or have been read to over 500. So they'll get a bonus $100 prize after that too.
Incredible.
Yep.
Very good.
Thanks for applying for the grant too.
Yes.
Appreciate it. But,
Yes.
You know, it's through the Lennox area community fund, right?
Yep. We're looking
Have
to.
you received that before?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
we do it annually.
Sure.
Last year we did a cricket and we incorporated paint night with adults by cutting out vinyl templates to paint on boards with it.
Sure.
We've also established 1,000 books before kindergarten. We make little personalized bags for the kids when they've reached their 1,000 book goal. So what we're looking to update this year are the seats. We have little cushions that they have that they get at story time to sit on the floor. We figured they're over 20 years old, so it's time to maybe update. So we found some that we can go with. And then we're looking at some really neat soft seating for the children's area. It's a little sectional couch that you can move into different places and stuff. So
Nice.
yeah, that's what we're looking
When do you
at.
think you'll hear back on that?
We usually hear, so the deadline is July 31st and we usually hear by the end of August.
Okay.
So it's a pretty quick turnaround.
And you get that before
Then,
the school
yeah,
year
and then we can
starts,
go
yeah?
ahead, right, about September-ish, we
Okay.
should be able to order it and get the stuff.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good.
cool,
Thanks for all you do.
thank you.
Did you hear, Nate, about the ambulance fundraiser? Was it a good turnout?
Yeah, Alan reported this morning, it was a very good turnout. I can't remember exactly how many he said attended, but it was packed when I was there.
Yeah.
I was there for probably 45 minutes talking to our newest county commissioner. Went through a lot of pork loin, went through a lot of root beer floats, so very well
Nice.
attended. And, always a great turnout for that event.
It was fun that it was coordinated with the pool parking lot.
It worked out well.
Yeah, really well.
It really did.
Good both. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun event.
Yeah.
Speaking of the pool, recent updates, I know that the submission for this was prior to the most recent announcement that the pool was closed.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a timeline on what we're looking at?
It should be open tomorrow. We're monitoring residual chlorine numbers every few hours right now, so
Yeah. Good.
hopefully tomorrow.
Good.
Not a great day to have it closed, but better be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, makes sense.
Well, it's not a planned event. We deal
It
with
is
it,
not.
we keep in compliance, and we keep it safe for our residents, so
Right.
that's what is expected, so.
Yep.
It'll be what it be. But glad to hear it could very well be open again tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Looks
Good deal.
like that pooch paddle is scheduled for the 23rd. I know a lot of residents are really hoping to get the pups in there the last day. Just a reminder to make sure that your dogs have their city licenses
Get them
for
licensed.
that.
Yep, get them licensed.
Every year.
Yep.
That reminds me, I think I may need to do my license yet. Or at least one of them.
Will we announce the pool's reopening via our Lennox app?
We certainly can. I'm sure it'll be on the pool Facebook page.
Yeah, good point.
We could certainly broadcast it on our networks as well.
Well, it's another good reminder to residents to download the City Lennox app and turn notifications on so you can get timely and relevant information from those of us here at the city.
There have been a few of those reminders throughout today.
Yeah.
That would have been important, so.
Very much so.
A lot more great information in the Parks and Rec update, with the exception of the mud vandalism. That was sad to hear about.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of fun things to do. I hope that we can monitor that a little bit closer as parents and citizens.
It's, and I think because it faces a direction that doesn't face a road, it's an easy
Yeah.
target for this.
Yeah.
It's not unusual if I'm walking to the park to just talk to a couple of kids that are maybe throwing basketballs against it or something like that, so.
Yeah.
It has gotten better.
Well, that's good at least.
Anything else? I'll look for a motion to approve the consent agenda then.
So moved.
A second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, we'll do roll call this evening. Doherty,
Aye.
Teasy,
Aye.
Peterson, Welch is not here, sorry about that. Swear.
Aye.
Okay. Alright, motion carries. We are on to, old business here, we have Department of Corrections, prison labor.
I'm trying to pull the memo up here, it's not loading for some reason. Hopefully you guys are able to see it.
Yep.
I'll just be brief then, if I can't read it, it's all right. We had another call with Department of Corrections a couple of weeks ago, I think it was probably 2 weeks ago, working through some of those details. They've not done a formal agreement on these before, a memorandum of understanding. I don't think they're opposed to doing so, but I think to them this is such a simple project that it doesn't really bear the necessity. We did have, Christie reached out to Total Tree to see what the cost difference would be. Got those 2 quotes. It is, in my mind, a significant cost savings even on a small project.
Yep.
You know, I think internally we'd still have to figure out who's going to be responsible for what, so that we can get them trained. We would probably do a very small crew, so that it can be handled by one person. Because if I've got to dedicate, you know, a parks maintenance supervisor plus a streets person or another streets person, then I'm taking away from some pretty important work that needs to happen in the streets department throughout the summer. So if we can do it with a smaller crew that can be handled by just a parks person, I think we'd probably be in good shape. But that person has to be an adult, has to go through the training, so on and so forth. This isn't in the memo, but I did note, talking with the governor's office yesterday and seeing it on the news today, that Harrisburg, for their storm cleanup, is utilizing this same program. Tomorrow, I believe, is when they're using them. So basically, and they can be used to work on private property too. So basically, they're just dragging them to the boulevard, and the inmates are helping load it up and haul it away. So
Nice.
good program. Frankly, we reached out to DOC back when we had the tornado in 21. I don't remember what year it was anymore. But they weren't running this program at that point. They had just stopped using it. So that was a time where we really could have used that help, but it wasn't available to us at the time.
After reading through everything, it makes total sense for us to continue this conversation, and if it leads to an agreement to act on this, I would say yes.
Is the council's preference that we have some sort of MOU, or is it not important to you?
As long as we have clear understanding of what
Liability.
Yes, absolutely. And the individual, as you stated, who is going to be running this crew of 5-ish folks, is trained adequately and really understands what their role is in this.
Yeah.
That's really where the rubber meets the road.
Okay.
No, I think if this could work out, it'd be a good opportunity and we'll save some money and, yeah, especially if we have a staff member that's willing to do this, and they'll do the training, and if they've got reservations or concerns, bring them to you and then go from there, but
Yep.
if not, let's keep moving forward. I think.
Yeah, we'll work through it with staff. I think it's always, you know, no matter when you're doing something like this, there's always that little thing in the back of your head, what if? But I think it helps, you know, even just to meet some of the inmates that we're working with. This isn't a group of hardened criminals that come out here. These are folks that are on work release already. You're probably seeing them in Sioux Falls and other towns already anyway, so.
Yeah, and I could be wrong, but it's like, I think even though they're outside, they're still, since they're incarcerated, they're technically essentially wards of the state, and so accidents and things like that is all covered by the state, but I think that's my understanding, at least from years ago, but.
Okay.
So do we have to, pay them a certain amount, or do we know any of that yet?
We don't pay anything on this.
Okay.
That was my understanding. I don't know if that was different when you were doing it.
Zero, nothing, yep, so we just, it'd be our transportation cost,
Right.
going to get them, so.
It's pretty inconsequential compared to what these
Yeah.
other quotes.
Yeah, a couple
are
$1,000
for.
bucks.
To take those down to
And I-
$3,000 to $5,000, so.
And they're even sent with sack lunches
Yeah.
too, so it's like, you could, you know, get them through, but they come with sack lunches.
I can't pull up that quote, but I can't remember how many trees it was.
15 to 20.
Yeah, that seems about right for how many
15
there
to 20 trees, somewhere between
Yep.
2,000 and 5,300.
53.95 versus
are.
32.25.
A couple $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any other discussion, otherwise we'll move on. Okay, we have 5.1, we have the surplus equipment memo.
Mayor and Council, I just want to make sure I fully disclose our planned course of action before we formally move down that path. Surplus resolution this time around is not going to be as large as the one back in 2023, but it's got enough large equipment that an auction is a more feasible option compared to opening sealed bids. Last time we did this, we contracted with Big Iron Auctions through local rep Josh Kranz. We're very happy with that process and we'd like to use them again. Prior to moving in that direction and in the interest of transparency, I just want to make sure everybody knows that Josh is the spouse of Parks and Rec Director Christy Kranz. So I reviewed the city's conflict of interest policies and consulted with the city attorney. We both agreed that an agreement with Josh and Big Iron would not be a violation of those policies or of state law. So other options are available, and I'm happy to reach out to them at your direction if you wish. If not, we'll coordinate an auction time and get that resolution drafted and for your approval.
Is there any benefits to reaching out to the other ones versus Big Iron? Because I know we've used Big Iron in the past, so.
It's potentially cheaper, but we don't know. I mean, without having the full inventory done, which we sort of have now on an informal list, I don't know what those cost comparisons would be. Purple Wave we really don't hear from much. DPA calls me about every 3 weeks, no matter what.
Is, what do you call them, DPA? Is
DPA.
DPA nationwide auction house online?
I believe so, but they're out of Omaha. That's the rep that's been calling me.
And then he would drive up here and take pictures, post and all that stuff?
Most likely, we'd have to go through that process with them. I assume most of these guys are doing the same types of marketing work. You know, if the cost difference is probably going to come down to what percentage of the sale that they take. And I don't. I do have the big agreement in my office, but I don't have a DPA or Purple Wave agreement.
Where's Purple Wave out of? You know?
I think it's the same kind of thing where it's just a
Oh,
Manhattan, Kansas, yeah.
Well, we have a really good experience with Big Iron. If,
Would you like the option of keeping it local too?
exactly, that's feels right to me.
Yeah.
Josh knows us. I mean, going through this process last time, it was so easy just because, you know, he would, hey, can I go take a look at this and get a couple more pictures and get a little better quality on this one? And it was, you know, he's just down the street.
Yeah.
That seems like.
Sometimes smaller price ranges aren't necessarily the best option.
Well,
I think whatever's less work for
Right.
us a little bit too,
Correct.
so.
Because if the Manhattan, Kansas team wants you to send in 20 pictures,
Yeah.
well, we just wreck the whatever commission they
Yeah.
apply.
Right.
Really, all I have to do with Josh is handle a list and have it all kind of in one area for him to look at and compile. So,
Yeah, that service is nice.
you know.
Right.
Simple.
I'm good with.
We'll still see the agreement move forward. too,
Agreed,
coming
yes.
up, So this
Yep.
is, yeah.
And I'll probably have that on the next agenda, we want to get that taken care of so that we can auction off yet this fall. A lot of the stuff on there is laptops, iPads, just a couple of lost and found phones that were turned in from the park over the years. Those will all be surplus to destroy. We won't be auctioning those off, so they'll be recycled securely. Everything else is just kind of auctioned, so.
No, makes sense. Any other questions on that? Discussion, all right, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right, we're adjourned.